Let us begin with a simple question. Can you stop thinking for just 10 seconds? If you actually try this, you will probably notice something interesting. Thoughts keep appearing. One thought leads to another. You may think about school, your phone, something that happened earlier, or even whether you are doing the exercise correctly. This is a very normal experience. In fact, it is how the human mind works. This opening question is important because many students begin with the idea that meditation means making the mind completely blank. But for most people, that does not happen. The mind produces thoughts naturally, just as the lungs breathe naturally. So if you cannot stop thinking for 10 seconds, that does not mean you are bad at meditation. It means you are human. This module begins by helping you understand your mind, not fight with it. As we move forward, you will see that meditation is not about becoming thoughtless. It is about learning how attention works and how to relate to your thoughts in a calmer and wiser way. In this module, you will learn 4 main things. First, you will learn what meditation actually is. Many people have heard the word, but they often misunderstand it, so we will build a clear and realistic definition. Second, you will learn some common myths about meditation. For example, some people think meditation is only for very calm people, or that it requires sitting perfectly still with no thoughts at all. These ideas can make meditation seem difficult or unrealistic. We will correct those misunderstandings. Third, you will learn the difference between attention and awareness. This is a very important foundation. Attention is what your mind is focusing on in a particular moment. Awareness is the bigger space that notices what is happening, including where attention has gone. Understanding this difference will help you practice more effectively. Finally, you will learn why thoughts naturally arise. Your brain is designed to think. It plans, remembers, predicts, worries, compares, and imagines. So when thoughts appear during meditation, nothing has gone wrong. You are simply noticing the normal activity of the mind. These learning objectives prepare us for the next slides, where we will define meditation more clearly and remove the most common confusion around it. Now that you know the goals of this module, let us look at what meditation is not, before we define what it is. Meditation is not emptying the mind. This is one of the most common myths. If you wait for your mind to become completely empty, you may become frustrated very quickly. The mind is active by nature. Meditation is also not stopping thoughts. Thoughts will come and go. Even experienced meditators have thoughts. The difference is not that they have no thoughts. The difference is that they notice thoughts sooner and get less carried away by them. Meditation is not forcing relaxation either. Sometimes meditation does help you feel calm, but calmness is not something you can command immediately. On some days, you may feel peaceful. On other days, you may feel restless, distracted, or tired. All of these experiences can still be part of meditation. So what is meditation? Meditation is the practice of noticing where attention goes and gently bringing it back. That is the core skill. Your attention may wander to a sound, a memory, a worry, or a plan. When you notice that, you simply return your attention to your chosen focus, such as the breath. This is an important shift. Meditation is not about perfection. It is about practice. In the next slide, we will turn this idea into a simple visual pattern you can remember easily. This slide shows the difference between the myth and the reality of meditation in a very simple way. The myth says, empty your mind. That sounds impossible for most people, and honestly, it creates pressure. If you believe that is the goal, then every thought feels like a failure. But the reality is different. First, notice your thoughts. This means you recognize that your attention has drifted. Maybe you were following your breath, and then suddenly you were thinking about homework or replaying a conversation. The important step is noticing. Second, return your attention. Once you notice that the mind has wandered, you gently guide it back to the breath or whatever you are focusing on. Third, repeat, and this word is very important. Meditation is not a one-time success. It is a repeated process. Notice, return, repeat, that is the training. You can think of this almost like a mental workout. In physical exercise, repeating a movement helps build strength. In meditation, repeating this cycle helps build attention, self-awareness, and mental steadiness. Now that you understand the pattern, the next slide will give you a short, direct experience of it through a 1-minute breathing meditation. Now we move from understanding meditation to actually trying it. In this mini exercise, you will do a 1-minute breathing meditation. The goal is very simple. Observe the natural rhythm of your breath. You are not trying to breathe in a special way. You are not trying to force slow breathing. You are just noticing the breath as it already is. You might notice the air moving in and out of your nose. You might feel your chest rise and fall, or your stomach move gently. Choose one place where you can feel the breath most clearly and rest your attention there. As you do this, your mind will probably wander. That is expected. You may start thinking about something else without even realizing it at first. The moment you notice this, gently bring your attention back to the breath. There is no need to judge yourself. There is no need to be annoyed. The noticing itself is the practice. This short exercise helps you experience what the previous slides explained. Meditation is not about making the mind silent. It is about noticing when attention moves and returning it again. Even 1 minute is enough to begin learning this skill. As we come to the final slide, we will summarize the most important idea from everything you have just seen and practiced. The key takeaway from this module is this: meditation is the practice of noticing, not controlling. This means you do not have to control every thought, feeling, or sensation. You do not have to force your mind to be quiet. Instead, you learn to notice what is happening in your experience with honesty and calm attention. If thoughts arise, notice them. If attention wanders, notice it. If you feel restless, bored, calm, or distracted, notice that too. Then gently return to your focus. This simple act of noticing changes your relationship with your mind. Instead of being pulled around automatically, you begin to observe more clearly and respond more wisely. That is the foundation of mindfulness and meditation. In this module, you learned that thinking is natural, that meditation is often misunderstood, and that the real practice is to notice where attention goes and bring it back. This understanding will support everything that comes next as you continue learning how to work with your mind more skillfully.